See Jersey Central with Burt Barron.
Think we could listen to the radio or something?
On the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC.
It is 8:09. It's hour number 3 of Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. It's Burt's. We're back inside the Forge Jewelers Studios. Coming up in just a few moments, we'll have our contest. It is your chance to win a pair of tickets to see a terrific performance this coming Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. at the Bickford Theatre at the Morris Museum in Morristown. A presentation by the Fireside Mystery Theatre called An Afternoon of Holiday Haunts, and it's like an old-time radio broadcast done live on a stage, which is really a pretty unique event. Tickets are on sale now. Your chance to win some tickets is coming up. But right now, joining me on the Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline, we have a couple cast members of the show who are joining us just to kind of talk about the show and what it's all about. So let's welcome them. We have on one line, we have Gustav Rodriguez. Do I have your name correctly there, Mr. Rodriguez?
It's Gustavo, but you can call me Gus.
Gus
Rodriguez.
Cool, man. Good to talk to you.
Good morning, Bert.
Thanks for joining us this morning. And also we have with us another one of the performers. We have Ali Silva, who is here. Good morning, Ali. How are you?
Good morning, Bert. I'm doing well. Good to talk to you.
Good to have you both here. Gus, talk about what the Fireside Mystery Theater is all about.
Yeah, so as you just mentioned, Bert, we do it's sort of a throwback to all-time radio broadcast, except we do new original material. And it's also a live show, but it's also a podcast, and we have over 600,000 listeners around the world, and we're very excited to bring it to the Bickford Theatre in New Jersey for the first time.
I think for a lot of people, too, Gus, who've never experienced radio done in this sort of fashion where it's like an ensemble cast and sound effects and characters and just that live sort of in-the-moment feel that old-school radio used to have, for some people it's kind of their first exposure to this.
Yes, it really is something unique. There's not a lot of people doing what we're doing. There's, as you just mentioned, there's live sound effects. There's an improvised score. You get a whole variety of entertainment. You have, in addition to the radio plays, you have musical performances, little comedy bits, and little sketches that play throughout.
Awesome. Ali, talk about the comparison here where it says Prairie Home Companion meets the Twilight Zone. That's a pretty unique description to have for what your theater company is all about. Is that accurate?
Sure. Well, that's how we'd like to think of ourselves. That if Prairie Home Companion and the Twilight Zone were to have a child, that we would be their demon spawn. But yeah, I mean, what we try to do is weave some interesting original material, and we have a fantastic cast. And fantastic crew. I mean, we work, pretty hard to put together a fun show, and I think our live audience certainly enjoys the live element of it. But then we have our whole podcast audience who enjoys, the theater of the mind, the oral experience of it.
See, that's what I think people really appreciate, Gus, when you have to be able to convey that you guys are painting a picture with everything you do, with every sound, the way you say particular words. People are imagining what's going on in their minds, which makes radio just such a unique medium and just a great way to reach people where, based upon what you're hearing, you basically create the mini movie in your mind and kind of imagine what's going on. But talk about how much work goes into putting these productions together and how much time it takes to put together one of these shows.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy process we have. We do live shows pretty much on a monthly basis, and each show is created from scratch. Each show is unique, so each show has its own material. So it takes a good month to prepare, to write, to rehearse, to just coordinate the whole thing. We have a group of about anywhere from 10 to 12 actors we'll use in a given show. This show, we have a little leaner crew. We have about 7 actors as opposed to the 10 we might use. And each show has its own theme. We decide at the beginning of the season what each month's theme is going to be. And each month's live performance will eventually become the podcast episodes we release. So it's pretty backbreaking work, but it's just starting to pay off now. We're really starting to see some really nice things happen as a result of all the labors we put into the show.
Yeah, that's great. And the specific show this coming Sunday, An Afternoon of Holiday Haunts, kind of a holiday feel to this one, Ali?
Yes, well, we've got a holiday feel, in the spirit of the holidays, but we've also woven in some elements that are, right at home at the Morris Museum. They have a fantastic collection of automata, which has been an inspiration for one of our previous shows, and so we've woven in some of those elements. The collection they have is absolutely fascinating, and it gave us much, fodder for us to feast on for, our, somewhat twisted take on the old-time radio plays.
And the museum's been great enough about giving us, we're going to have a demonstration as part of the show of a couple of the museum's collections of priceless automatons, these mechanical dolls that we're going to bring out and show that are actually in their own way kind of creepy as well.
It sounds like it. It's cool. Gus Rodriguez and Ali Silva are with us. They're part of the cast of Fireside Mystery Theatre. Going to be performing this coming Sunday at the Morris Museum at the beautiful Bickford Theater. It's a 3 o'clock show this coming Sunday. You can visit the Morris Museum website for tickets and information. We're going to give away a pair of tickets coming up in just a few moments. When you think back and look about the, I guess they call it the golden age of AM radio, I don't know about you guys. I feel the best days, and you're going to think I'm crazy. A lot of people think I'm nuts. The best days of AM radio have yet to come, because I think if you look at the media landscape, where music radio is and versus talk radio and the really unique things that we're doing on AM radio nowadays, I think the future of AM has never been brighter, and hopefully this will give an opportunity where what I'm doing and what you guys are doing is going to reach sort of a new generation of theater goer and new radio fan. Are you seeing that young listener or that young consumer coming out, Gus, to check out your shows?
It warms my heart to hear you say that, Bert, because I agree, because there's so many things happening. I think the radio, the potential for radio, the medium of radio, it still hasn't been fully explored, hasn't fully been realized. I think that we get to do is I get excited by the idea of being able to bring what we're doing to traditional radio. That'd be a dream come true to have, say something like we're doing, being more present on AM radio. And also, just the podcast generation is fascinating, because I never would have dreamed in a million years. We were told so often growing up that radio is sort of a fading medium, and it's proven to be the opposite, because the podcast audience, which is a lot of younger people, like millennials, and they actually enjoy audio entertainment. They'll listen to these long-form 2-hour podcasts where they have to use everything, but they're only their imagination. There's no visual cue.
Right.
And it's absolutely thrilling and exciting to be part of that right now. So I never would have predicted that.
It kind of goes full circle, where you take the content, you make it available on a pod or a programming on-demand medium, and then you're circling people back and saying, oh, hey, well, this is on the radio. This is cool. I'm going to go explore radio now. So it's kind of just the way that it kind of has that circular sort of effect to it. But that's pretty cool. Ali, where can people go to check out the podcasts and maybe find out more about you guys online?
Well, you can find our podcast wherever you download podcasts. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, our hosting service, Audio Boom. So there are various ways to find our podcast. You can go to our website, firesidemysterytheatre.com. And we have all the links there to our various live shows. And we also did a reading series over the summer of we called it the Midnight Reading. And so they were, they were more spooky readings of some forgotten short stories from some really amazing authors. So you can find all of that on our website.
Well, very cool. It'll be great to have the show, of course, on stage in Morristown this weekend. Thank you, guys. Gus and Ali, thanks for your time this morning. How's about we give away a pair of tickets to the show coming up in just a few moments, all right?
That's great.
Sounds great, Bert.
All right, good stuff. Ali and Gus, thanks so much for joining me this morning, and you guys have a good day. We'll chat soon down the road, all right?
Thanks for having us, Bert. Take care now.
You bet. You too. Thank you very much. All right, Jersey Central traffic and weather time. It's now 8:18. Traffic and weather every 10 minutes on Jersey Central. And as promised, we are going to give away a pair of tickets coming up in just a few moments. Get the traffic update first. Here's Tom Colangelo.
And a pretty good ride on the Turnpike coming up from the New Brunswick, East Brunswick exit 9. You're heavy, but once you pass Carteret, exit 11 and 12, pushing further north. Parkway's not